welcome back everyone. Today I'm gonna cover a very important major Twitch TV announcement, but before I begin I want to point out who this video is aimed for. Well, it's aimed for a lot of people who are interested in learning how this whole local subscription pricing is gonna affect both viewers and content creators. Obviously this is gonna be about myself, and I need to educate my community for these upcoming changes because there's quite a lot to take in, and if you're a low mid-tier streamer and watching this video, this is also could be very useful because I'm going to explain as best as I can all these nuances here. Yesterday on Twitter there was a lot of misinformation, panic, and including even partner Discord server. Yeah, so I will just try to condense all the info and relay it and showcase the examples and why the creators specifically have a reason to be scared, as my title suggests. There's definitely some alarming things to come, but before that, first of all, Twitch announced local subscription pricing, and this is a huge win. Every consumer, every viewer who is using the platform will be very happy to hear that. Indeed, it's coming after all these years. I definitely can relate to that because I get affected by local pricing issues so much, even on some Steam platform, you know, and it just sometimes even affects me morally, like my morale decreases, I mean, when I have to pay like 60-70 euro AAA PC port or a game that's being released by the publisher who doesn't give a crap about the regional pricing, such as Square Enix, for instance. And knowing that the Russians, for instance, which is a big part of my community, Russians have sometimes the prices that's equal to $15 to the AAA game without any discount. This is just insane. Yeah, I'm almost like the Russians are flexing the prices there, and like, and I'm asking myself why even spend that. But yeah, the regional pricing is in other places, and other nuisances are affected. So yeah, viewers rejoice, a happy time. You can possibly afford multiple subscriptions, cheaper subscriptions, multiple tiers, tier 2, tier 3, the other things there. And if you couldn't before, if you felt like it's too unfair and expensive, which I've been talking a lot with the partners, and yesterday while gathering all the information, oh boy, some countries have, Australia have very expensive the subscription, and a few other places even double the price if you convert the currency. Man, the Twitch has been pocketing a lot of money all this time around, Jesus. And yeah, well, on top of that, by the way, there's XSOL, the platform fees and other things, taxes. In my case, is European, the price actually goes pretty high as well. Well, then you might ask, what's the problem? Well, there's a lot to cover, of course. First of all, I mentioned that this video is going to be aimed more about content creators that are low mid-tier, so I probably need to explain. I kind of hate this tiering, system, but it'll be useful for this video. So I generally call low tier the streamers who are just barely like scrapping for their monthly minimum payout, which is $100. And just trying to grow like affiliate partner, and well, barely scraping by essentially. So, and then mid-tier is, I consider something like those who have hundreds of concurrent viewers, hundreds of recurrent subscribers, and they can do the living out of Twitch, the full-time, part-time, however situation is. So kind of like this level. And then of course there's something I guess I can call larger streamer, huge streamer. Then there's the celebrities who have thousands. This is like they have a completely different situation. If they're on that level, they have accountants, they have the financial advisors, they have agents, they have the lawyers behind them, so they can explain everything really in a good way. And yeah, so these level creators, they will not really care about the changes. It will not even they will not even feel anything, and that's because once we start talking about the details of your 12-month system that the Twitch is trying to make, and ironically, all the extra money that's Twitch been gathering in the past from all this currency conversions and everything, they're gonna just use it now as extra payment for the upcoming program and for the very large streamers to, you know, compensate the loss of the differences of the subscription pricing that's obviously going to decrease. So yeah, once again, it's a normal thing in the world. I mean, the bigger guys eating smaller guys and all that, so, and the smaller guys have to struggle. It's nothing new, but yeah, there is. Well, time to give a little bit more context. So now that we covered the excitement for viewer side of things, let's go dive into creator side of things and why I have a big responsibility here, and I'm making this video to explain to my community exactly what's gonna happen and how we and you guys can like change something, adapt, and most importantly me. There's a lot of in the past Twitch changes that also could qualify as, you know, like adapt or die situation, basically become irrelevant, stop getting like you will stop earning your revenue, your monthly payment will decrease and all that, and then you essentially fall out of the cycle, and then you have to do something else. And even today, yesterday, and after this announcement, quite a few Twitch partners expressed their disappointment and sadness that they just will not be able to do it anymore, and they have to cancel their contracts and leave. And yeah, it's pretty hot competition for like a low mid level of streaming. Oh, by the way, for the context of all this math, if you're wondering, if on Twitch you already have like 50 or so concurrent viewers, you're already above 1% of entire platform if you compare yourself to every streamer. That is pretty insane, yeah. If you already have 50 concurrent viewers, you're in that 1%. And if you only compare it to the affiliates and partners, well, I believe it's like 100 something concurrent viewers there to get into 1%. Pretty cool stat. Yeah, it's been published several months ago. You can Google that. Pretty cool graphics there. So yeah, by the way, this is like a podcast type, the one take recording, so pardon me if I'm sometimes like not sure how to say it, or I also not native English speaker. I don't have a script here. I am literally trying to make it one take recording here for you guys. Kind of like this video is actually going to be type of David Nash. You probably know that content creator on YouTube and streaming. He's one of those big analytical businessman who explains everything like economy, businesses from Twitch side of things, and how to grow channels. He's very good in all sorts of these topics when it comes out. I recommend the channel if you want to check it out, Dev Nash. But yeah, of course, let's dive into now creator side of things. So we probably should read a little bit here, the blog post. I will link in my description both blog posts that I'm going to be covering here. So the Twitch is obviously doing this cringe type intro with they're literally using their emote codes for their official like announcements. Well, that's a Twitch thing, yeah. Bleed purple, okay guys, whatever. So explaining the hype moments when you subscribe and how it's very important to support content creators so they keep making content. And there we go. So Twitch did extensive testing, and they claim that they have the data. Well, we have to believe them, obviously. But it seems like a lot of on Discord, a lot of Twitch partners aren't trusting too much. Well, that's also partially because the timing of the situation. Just before this announcement, 3 days ago, there was a major conflict with the content creators in Twitch. There was a major underpayment for their last month, and like Twitch Prime revenue was missing, and then there was another problem that some of the big content creators from esports section started losing their special custom 70 to 30 sub revenue split custom contracts out of everything without notice, no communication, no responses from the support, only bot automated responses. Was really sketchy and scary. A lot of imagining suddenly dropping, like you have a work, yeah, and you're getting your like downgraded twice essentially in terms of your monthly payment. Yeah, there's also panics, anxiety, the mental stress. Some people just took a break to relax, and then they come back and find out that they've been screwed up. It's there's just been some unfortunate timing, and with this now situation, which again scares even more. And for the yeah, I'm stalling for all the like details, but obviously you can make it 2+2 connection, that if the local subscriptions means they're going to be cheaper, which means cheaper subscriptions, less cut for the content creators and so forth. So it's pretty obvious, but let me get to it. First, let's read what the Twitch is claiming here. So percentages of active users in Europe and Asia support creators with subscriptions are roughly 50% lower relative to North America. In Latin America, it's nearly 80% lower. It's time for subscription pricing that's adjusted to where viewers live. Prices that make it so more people can feel comfortable showing the support and enjoying the benefits of subscription. Amazing indeed. Read about it later. So they did testing, and they're gonna be implementing first 2 countries in several days for Mexico and Turkey. The rest, there's a list here, a full list of impacted countries. You can click here. There's almost every country in the world is actually there. Surprisingly, no Canada. If you go to the official Twitter, a Twitch tweet about it, you're gonna see a lot of responses and with likes, and it's mostly like Canadians expressing their unhappiness that, well, in Canada for some reason they have to pay like extra couple bucks basically on top of that to Twitch, Amazon Prime, and Amazon Prime and Twitch services by itself. And yeah, pretty much all the countries are there in the list. You can check it out, confirm it by yourself. The Asia, Latin America, Middle East, Africa, and Europe are starting in the 3rd quarter. The gradual rollout will help the community adjust more smoothly to such impactful change. We'll continue to update communities. We're ready to more countries and regions of the price change rollout. Okay, cool. So we have designed the pricing model to ensure the prices are appropriate set for viewers whenever they leave. For creators, this means some viewers in their channels may see different prices. This change makes it easier for creators everywhere to grow their communities, while making it more affordable for viewers to show their support and access subscriber benefits, ad-free viewing, channel emotes, and blah blah blah. So the results are in. There are 2 main reasons driving local price changes. First is the viewers that let us know that they want to be able to support creators and grow their favorite communities no matter where they live. And second is that creators will benefit from price reduction and long-term as subscriptions become more affordable as viewers for viewers around the world. Yeah, they tested in Brazil, which is pretty successful for them. Well, Brazil is definitely a good place to test because there was this, you probably remember, like in February and March, there was a pretty interesting hype. Some of the big, insane celebrities, like the Spanish, the Brazil celebrities were, there was a big influx in new records, and I could imagine how much money was just flowing there, especially if that new testing prices was active. But yeah, newly released Twitch promotions for first-time subscribers and first-time gifters have shown revenue increase in Latin America and Europe as well. Well, Europe as well, even though they did the testing in Brazil, so... yeah, that's Twitch promotion thing. They're talking about this one-time offer for Valentine's Day and some gift cards, or sometimes they do this promotional for, like, get a discount for if you do in a 3-month plan or 6-month plan if it's first time or first time ever subscribing on Twitch. Anyway, supporting creators through the changes. Here is basically the reason why I decided to make this video, and I will go deep, and something I need to explain to my community as well, since I have a pretty delicate situation here with this upcoming changes, and yeah. So creator revenue is obviously very important. We've kept them in front of mind with every decision we made. Across the board, our tests clearly showed making subs more affordable for more viewers. Oh, sorry, I think it was not displayed on the screen there. Where the fact remains that there's a test and we are making changes that could affect creator revenue. We don't want to leave any stone unturned. We were confident lower sub prices will boost creator growth and revenue in long term, but we knew that we also had to minimize potential dips in creator revenue during this early adjustment period. Will creators adapt to the new pricing model with no impact to their short-term subscription revenue? We're launching a 12-month program that guarantees a certain level of revenue for eligible creators. And there's a link here that's very important to click for another article page that will explain all the details about local subscription pricing and how the baseline here stuff works. But yeah, they did run down of the system, and we can read that, but there's more information about it. Basically what Twitch is trying to say to us, yeah, so obviously Twitch wouldn't make a feature if it won't make them more money, and they're correct, of course. The long term, and even in some cases even short term, there will be a huge increase of profit for the big huge streamers, and essentially what the Twitch is trying to cater for mostly. They have it all figured out, so their plan is to make sure that more people will start subscribing, having recurring subscriptions, more, well, in other words, it's the users who will be blinded with their payments. The wallet will always bleed every month for X amount of streamers, and if you think about it that way, that's their goal, to make sure that more subscriptions are active. And they're gonna be cheaper, meaning more affordable. Yes, it's amazing, but first of all, let's mention that this whole situation does not affect really the creators that are based in those countries that are listed here. So the price in US, Canada, Japan, Israel, Switzerland, and some other minor outlying territories that they're like specified, but that's probably not that important. So if you're this is where we need to separate where it doesn't actually matter even where you live. It matters what is your geo viewership. What is your geo viewership? Where's most of your viewers come from? If it's all US based, you will most likely will not even see anything, any small changes, and you might not even be eligible for this baseline thing program to begin with. So most panic were coming from the obviously European and Asian type of content creators who have a stable income from there. And it's and yeah, from my experience, it's very hard to actually let's say convert a European viewer into the recurrent subscriber compared to American or in those related countries where this subscription is more friendly, so to speak. So yeah, what is gonna happen here? With this program, so first of all, Twitch is actually doing a very cool thing about this program. So they could have just easily not have done it, and then the streamers would complain even more, and there will be immediate the dipping in the revenue. So they're claiming that every tier subscription community gifts, single gifts and multi-month subscription will be affected by that, which is nice. I think they also mentioned Primes being an account for the baseline here. What is your Twitch Prime revenue? Who's affected by local subscription? So there's that thing that the program is made out of 12 months. The first 3 months, if you're gonna be accepted into the eligibility, it's gonna be 100%. They will pay you that difference out of pocket, and then the next 3 months is gonna decrease by 25% and so forth. And that only makes sense if you're, I mean, this will happen if you're eligible to begin with. And to be eligible, you have to have more than 20% baseline revenue from our countries that are outside of these listed ones. So if you have, unfortunately, 19%, 18% maybe income coming from those countries, well, the Twitch considers that that's not important. You'll be fine and move on, basically, and no extra coverage out of pocket from Twitch on you here. But if you are eligible, great. You will get that smooth transition. So I can call it grace period, this whole program. They're giving you a time to adapt, essentially, before the big thing happens, and then no point of no return for creators. They also have this thing here. It stressed some people, but to be fair, it's not that bad here. I mean, creator must be live stream at minimum 5 hours. Creator be asked to stream no more than 200 hours per month if they normally stream this much. So this is quite interesting number. I'm surprised it's that high. So if we're talking about Twitch like a full-time, you know, for streaming, then it should be around 160 hours. Yeah, if 40 hours by 4 weeks, and well, even less, I would say in some places. But yeah. Interesting that they're like going for that higher number. I don't know why, but yeah, it's a lot of like misinformation. People thought they had to stream minimum, you know, every day and stuff like that. But yeah, they're just trying to calculate your averages, and there's a screenshot here, the baseline hours broadcast and revenue calculations. So once the system goes live, there will be tools to figure this out as well. Yeah, so what I need to start with now explaining. Yeah, let's go now more personal. Let's go with personal and some examples to give to understand why this could be a major thing and a problem as well. So, like I mentioned, the big, large creators and the celebrities will not even feel that. They will, in fact, feel the positive effect immediately. Everybody is gonna have hype trains, more crazy new subs, streaks, and all that. By the way, there's another interesting question. Since the subscriber price and like the value of subscription goes down, suddenly the subathons type of streaming where people there was this thing sub point essentially, and it's even in dashboard and everywhere. So sub point is basically one subscription. The tier 3 gives you more sub points, and the reason why people care about these points is emote slot unlocking and more perks. Like if you have a lot of subscriptions, eventually you can request from Twitch a special contract with a better subscription split, which is in-game goal essentially for those who make it a business and living. By the way, for those who don't know, the default split for revenue on the contracts is 50-50, so Twitch takes a lot. And yeah, the people from YouTube and other places will be, wow, you got 50%? They take it. It's been like that forever. Yeah, the larger creators will not feel it, and they will have all the predicted growth. Here comes the tricky part. The content creators that have this local community, essentially, the type of streamers who have, let's say, constant 100 concurrent viewers, CCV, or 200 or 300, and they don't have too many sources of exposure. They don't have front page, they don't have any crazy clippers who post stuff on some Reddits, like live stream fail, some popular discourse, so they don't have too much promotional stuff, and when community itself tries to make them kind of viral and all that, like VTubers these days, people like to clip them out of context and make some funny clips, and it all helps with the growth and everything. But yeah, so these content creators who have their local community that is, let's say it's being average like the same amount of viewers and subscribers for last 3 years, yeah. So some dips, some increases, yeah, but generally it's around the same. And the best part is that most of the time, if you're that level of streamer, you generally support yourself just fine, because most of your viewers are already subscribers. So that's how tight this whole community is, and you have most likely also sub gifters, and even the random chatters might get subscriptions. So it looks like everybody's subbed and family and close together. So Twitch is intending with this whole program, they expect that there will be more subscriptions and return more revenue for you. Here comes the problem. Where are you getting new viewers if all the people already subscribed to you, pretty much, or close to it at least? And those who never not subscribe, they will never subscribe with their money, most likely because of their situation, or they don't have money, or don't own it. Young people or something. There could be different reasons, or just not wanted to support the Twitch platform or creator. If they don't really get too many new viewers and all the people already subscribe, how they're gonna move on and adapt? Well, there are ways, there are definitely ways, but it requires some, communication from streamer to viewers, which of course I also do here, and I'm doing my best. So it gets even more trickier when you're in a country, like if you're in Asia or in Europe, and most of your viewership is going to be based on those. So let's give an example. So Germany, yeah, Germany is a country that also I have a high viewership from there. So it's expected that price might drop around €1 to adapt the American price for fairness. Well, that's an assumption right now, but it could be like around that, or a little bit less. But if you have most of your subscribers from there, that's already gonna be quite a big drop, and of course it will be displayed in your payouts, and then problems will arise, and who knows what other European countries, there might be even higher price differences. It all needs study. Luckily, by the way, Twitch staff promised us the partners tools in the future that we will be able to see geolocation of subscribers. So right now every subscription is like stacked together and estimated for the whole thing, but they will be able to split them geography. So I hope that's gonna happen sooner or later. Another thing I should mention is that there could be a potentially scummy move by Twitch with this whole program. So they have 12 months, yeah, by 3 months, 25%. So what if they release? So they intended to release like few countries at a time, most likely. And what if they release important European or Asian countries at the last months of this program? So basically the point is that in the first 9 months, this will not even be affected by, so you'll have the normal revenue time, and the actual effect will for you begin at the end of this program when they finally will include your relevant countries. There was some comments about that. I don't think it's that much of a worry. You already have to adapt and explain to your community about coming changes and explain the good perks of, I mean, having cheaper subscriptions in general and local pricing. Hooray! But yeah, back to our examples of having this tight community situation. So right now, the Twitch partners already considering discussing, and yesterday there was a lot of suggestions and cool ideas, some genius even ideas. Believe it or not, a lot of streamers, and it's not even joke or meme, they're going for it. There's gonna be streamers now who are, it was in the past before, but now it's gonna be even better. They will stop promoting the Twitch subscriptions as a service, and instead will promote Patreon. Because one patron for like $5 will give on average $1 and like 30 cents more than that the new lowered cost subscription. There's going to be another thing I forgot to mention early on, is that on the viewer side of things, it's while it's almost perfectly amazingly positive news, there's going to be this VPN abuse, not necessarily VPN, there's a deeper, the Twitch already replied that it will be impossible to exploit buying the subscriptions with the lowest region possible through VPN. That's not true. I already have tools and other streamers, and we know about you can Google about the exploits, how to make sure that you can fake the location of payment method that you have to use. So the Twitch actually is not even well aware of that. Some staff member asked the partner who talked about it initially and bring the issue. They asked the DM about the exploits, which is pretty weird. It's like asking how to DDoS people online. I'm actually surprised that Twitch was not ready for such defense system, but okay, whatever. There's always going to be exploits. There's entire YouTube channels for these amazing things. Yeah, they will find a way to get the cheapest. I mean, there's entire businesses in the world, even a gaming industry, who works on exploiting regional price differences and like all this scammy marketplaces for buying, selling games, codes and all that. There's big businesses going around for that. And, well, once again, remember that Twitch was pocketing so much money all these years from all the currency differences already. Anyway, so the VPN, and so the reason I mention this, viewers might feel sometimes bad about it, because there will be a person who can get like gift 100 gifts with lowest price possible, and then the essential average value of the subscription on the channel will be lowered, and then some people from European countries will feel demotivated to subscribe. It's the same thing as before, but I could imagine that will be a factor. And this is what the main goal, after all, is for Twitch, to start getting those European and Asian subscribers reoccurring instead of just one-time thing. And if there's gonna be crazy people who will be sub-gifting from the cheapest region possible, where a content creator approximately gonna, with 50-50 split, is gonna get maybe like 30 cents for each subscription. Yeah, 30 cents! There's some calculations being done already. After all the splits, taxes, and all the fees. Yeah, cents for the sub-gift now, baby, and yeah, there could be some complications with that, but whatever. Back to our example with the tight community situation. So, what streamer, content creator needs to do here? It's to explain that now with the upcoming, the lower prices, the viewers have an option to just select the in case you forgot that Twitch have a second tier and third tier subscription, which are more expensive versions, but yeah, partners still would prefer if you could do some custom pricing, just like in a YouTube partnership program, where with the memberships, that would be pretty epic, by the way, but yeah, we don't have that. We have this 3 tiers that are managed by the Twitch. Yeah, they're going to be cheaper, obviously, so you can consider supporting the streamer that way. You can obviously consider... So as a content creator, it's not a good idea to have all your eggs in one basket. You have to split your revenue generation sources from other places. You gotta try to grow in other platforms. I see some people, my colleagues, successfully getting TikToks, Instagrams. The YouTube, of course, you have to switch. This is what I've been expanding this starting from the last year. At the end of the last year, I resurrected my YouTube channel for that and many other reasons. I can expand into other possibilities for growing, and of course save my archives and other things. But yeah, it's a different irrelevant things right now. Yeah, spread your income around, and have some kind of system with the Patreon if you need to, or the Subscribe Star, or whatever. There's plenty of other alternatives to Patreon, but people always will mention Patreon as a staple of this. I actually had in the past Patreon, if you remember. That was pretty fun until I stopped. There was like a lot of Patreon issues related with the payments, policy changes, the security issues. I just stopped personally trusting the Patreon. You can Google all that drama there with the Patreon, but yeah, some people don't care about that. They just want business, they want money, so they will continue using it. Fine by me, of course. Yeah, so you can support your streamer just by interacting with Twitter stuff, likes, retweets. You can support with interacting with the sponsored content. This is something I personally can relate to. You probably noticed that I was purist of a kind of content creator for many years. I try not to run ads at all on my channel. Unfortunately, there's the pre-roll ads, but I cannot disable them without some complicated system there of running ads every single 30 minutes in 1 hour. But yeah, I never personally like run ads on purpose to get an extra bucks, and I never took any sponsor offers, and which was probably not the right thing to do down the line, because well, from what I learned already, I building a trust with publishers and devs and basically the industry. So that, oh, this guy is taking offers and he's doing the job right, he's making results, we see the stats, he's a good guy, we can hire him again. Now, it goes a long way, so I'm happy that I started doing this, even though it's late, and also for other reasons, such as, believe it or not, yeah, but these tiny sponsors, well, for me it's tiny, I guess, but if I was on my Twitch golden era, like back in 2013-14, when I had 2K concurrent viewers, that would be different right now, but whatever. And my level of sponsored deals, I am actually receiving quite a significant chunk of revenue compared to my monthly payment check from Twitch as it stands right now. So this is very welcomed, and when I do, and I'm really happy with the games I also get. I was expecting I'm gonna get like a lot of shovelware, some weird stuff. It does exist, yeah, but I generally still try to filter and decline those type of things. And probably so. Not everything I upload on YouTube, by the way, when it comes to sponsored segments and games, because it just like feels a cut part and not full experience. So I don't do that here. But if you've been on Twitch, you saw all of them, and there's gonna be a few upcoming in the next days as well. There's some really interesting games and genres of games I kind of neglected for a lot of time, and it turned to be a very, very fun experiences. I even covered recently a pretty major like budget indie game that's I don't know, very serious project there, and I could even stream it later on. Yeah, I don't know, I kind of regret that I was a purist for so long. I had this idea that if I'm a purist, yeah, like people will respect me as a content creator, and they will like they will stick to me more, see what I'm doing. But at the end of the day, what happened is that my community still loves me the same as before, except that I do these segments where people can, in a way, relax from my normal content and have some memes and jokes, and just enjoy a different type of stream in the first place. And in the process of it, I get extra money. It's definitely a win-win. And on top of that, yeah, I've been personally investing a lot of time into YouTube. You probably noticed that. So trying to spread the things around. And back to the topic of what streamers can do and how to educate the community. So higher tiers of subs, Patreon-like platforms push some sort of incentive subathons, even though that's generally temporarily boosts income. But people still do these sub goals and what's not. Be careful, by the way, right now with the sub goals. If you do them right now, actually, if you have right now increased revenue, you might be not eligible for the baseline here. So. If somebody's gonna give me like suddenly 100 extra gifts and skew the average of the total like monthly payment, I might not be actually eligible. Well, depending on the place I get them from, but they also specify that it's if you have like. If you received more payment compared to average to begin with, will not pay you that extra because you're already growing, and we can see you're growing. But in the case of this temporal support, like the temporal support for gifts, that could actually mess up in that way. But we'll see how it goes in upcoming weeks, of course, months. So yeah, the different platforms spread have those established ways, and I think I wanted to cover something else here in that discussion, but just so much information. Yeah, it'll be useful if I wrote down something, but yeah, the video is going already for 40+ minutes. In the worst case scenario, yeah, I just if you don't adapt, you will definitely see the drop of income because of those cuts, and you have to. So the idea is that you have to find new viewers, or you have to make your community viewers find alternative ways to pay you or increase the support, essentially. If you cannot, well, you can also bring argument if you're like not growing, increasing, you just don't deserve like stuff. But I mean, come on, this is very hard right now situation in 2021 to to actually grow a channel, and a lot of people are constantly dropping in numbers and not able to. I'm very, very lucky myself that I still, after like 10 years, I had my crazy days on Twitch, like I mentioned before, in 2013, 14, when Twitch was transitioned from Justin TV early on, and there was like a golden era of gaming. Not that, you know, many content creators, not much competition, so yeah, it was a different time. Now it's just it's bloodbath essentially, and I see constantly people, my colleagues, my streamers that I followed for a lot of time, they just don't do it anymore. They just do it as a rare hobby, and so you gotta like those who still fight and continue fighting and being stable on a platform. Those are the kind of like heroes of a kind, and the fighters. And of course we don't be told that, oh, you don't you don't tell me what we don't deserve at all. 10+ years stuff here, then with the Twitch constantly changing the rules, the meta algorithm, and a lot of features that like try to damage us. But yeah, I think I forgot to mention something here, some spicy information that I learned from the Discord partner servers, other details. But yeah, you can read those articles, see how it is. Once again, amazing change for viewers. Subscribe for less, indeed. Regional pricing. And for the content creators, once again, please make sure to educate your viewers of upcoming changes. I will hope that Twitch itself will make some promotional campaigns for these new regions. So this will be on them, of course, and there'll be like, I don't know, pop out some shiny buttons, or like, so they'll be notified about the price changes, and it will help us. So yeah, the goal is to try to, well, as the Twitch wants to, try to grow the numbers of subscribers and also eventually the viewership. Will it happen though? Not for many in the range of the like mid low tier streamers. In the high huge tier streamers, yeah, they're gonna continue growing and growing. It's just by default, it's generally how it is for them. Thanks for listening. I will be replying to every comment, and if everything I said wrong or something, express your questions. If you have still any, I will be replying. And if you want to talk to me live more about this topic, go check out, of course, my Twitch TV/TorNis, doing some gaming. Goodbye, and I appreciate attention for this important topic.